Hi and welcome to this video about Chaturanga, and I'll also be talking about the transition into upward facing dog. So there's quite a lot to say about Chaturanga, but it's all really important because in our Vinyasa flow classes and other classes actually, we do a lot of Chaturangas. We do a lot of those transitions. And if you are collapsing in Chaturanga or the alignment is slightly off, it can lead to injury as we're obviously doing it repetitively. So the first thing to say is the reason why we always call it Chaturanga is because the translation from Sanskrit is a bit kind of wordy. So Chaturanga Dandasana means four-limbed staff pose. So it's really important that as we lower down, our body stays like a staff. So really straight. And you do sometimes see people kind of collapsing in their hips or their shoulders. And I'm just going to give you a few tips and things like that to help keep the body really strong and your alignment correct. So one thing before we start is just to make sure that you're warmed up. So if you're not doing this straight after a yoga class or other exercise, a great way to warm up is to make sure that the wrists are really warm. So from all fours, just doing circles and then doing them in the other direction. And then you can bring your fingers out to face the edges of the mat and just gently start to rock side to side, warming up the wrists. Another great warm up is our option one for our vinyasa basically. So coming from your plank, dropping the knees, really hugging the elbows into your sides and lowering the rest of the body as a straight line all the way down to the mat. So if you do that nice and slowly and controlled, you're using all the same muscles that we use in our Chaturanga. And before we start, a final thing just to be aware of is, it sounds really like a small pernickety thing, but it totally changes the posture. So make sure that your elbow creases are facing forwards. So when I say hugging your elbows into your sides, most people's will naturally be doing that, but it's quite a good thing just to look at and make sure that that's happening. And this basically switches on and engages our serratus anterior, which is this kind of sheet of muscle down here, and that stabilizes our body. So we'll keep that nice, strong staff posture. So I'm just going to show you first, I think. So just have a little watch first. So we come into our plank here. And we're really pressing into the hands, spreading all the fingers. And if you press into your hands, you get that dome between the shoulder blades that I always go on about in class, because that's really important for this posture. Your heels are pressing away from you. And you're really strong in the thighs and the core. So making sure my elbow creases are facing forwards, I start to bring my weight forward. So I tilt the whole body forwards, coming onto my tippy toes. And then as I lower, I hug my elbows into the side. So really hugging, and I just lower down halfway. So we'll do that all together. But the elbows creases forwards thing, just make sure that the elbows are really hugging into your sides and you don't flop the arms out, kind of flap the elbows out to the side. Like a kind of gym press up, we put our elbows out to the sides. So just make sure you're not flapping or flopping down to the mat, basically. If you do find that you completely just collapse in this and you don't have the upper body strength yet, that's completely fine. You can just drop the knees and keep working on that, and then just come back to this video and try Chaturanga. So let's all come into our plank together. Fingers spread. Your heels are shining back, so you've got that nice length, and you're looking down just in front of your hands, I'd say. So your spine is in one straight line. Shine the backs of your knees up to the ceiling, so strong thighs, really strong core, switched on with the core, the bum is engaged, and the elbow creases are facing forwards, making sure that you have the dome in between your shoulders. Hello, cat. So from here, we are going to start to just tilt the body gently forwards. And this just ensures that our elbows, when we lower down, come over our wrists. Then start to hug the elbows into your sides and just lower down halfway. And then you can stop there. We'll do our up dog in a moment. So see how that felt. It could have felt really tricky. Chaturanga is a really difficult transition into the posture. And yes, we'll do up dog in a second. So one more thing I had to say is that tilt forwards, this is the last thing I have to say, the tilt forwards is a bit of, there's a bit of a debate about it in the yoga world. So we should be tilting forwards so that our elbows are over our wrists. But if you find it too difficult, because obviously when you are forwards, all your weight is forwards, and then it's easier for your head to sort of dip down and to collapse. So if you're finding that really tricky, you can give it a go where you don't do the tilt. So from your plank, instead of tilting forwards, from here, you can just start to lower down. But your elbows often go back a little bit, if you see what I mean. But you can give that a go for a couple of times, and then once you have that upper body strength, start to do the tilt forwards and lower down. It's just quite a nice thing to know that you don't have to do the tilt forwards straight away. So let's do one more Chaturanga together and see how it goes. This time we're going to go into our upward facing dog afterwards. So press into the hands, doming the shoulders, getting ready to lower, are the elbow creases facing forwards, core is switched on, and tilt forwards if you can, and start to lower. From this halfway point, untuck one foot, untuck the other foot, start to shine the chest forwards, lowering the hips, and keep the elbows nice and soft, and you come into your upward facing dog. So up dog, you're on the tops of your feet, thighs are off the mat, and your elbows are squeezing into your sides, but they're nice and soft, and the gaze is up. Perfect. So that is our Chaturanga into upward facing dog. If you have any questions at all, and if you want to email me with kind of a photo or a video of you doing the posture, then please feel free to. When we're back in normal classes, we can definitely do like a posture clinic on this. Because yeah, it's a tricky pose, so don't have too many expectations about it. And as I say, there are the different options to kind of build up that strength. Hope this video helps on your Chaturanga journey. Any questions at all, get in touch.